Hello everyone. For my 3-minute presentation, I'm going to be talking about Johannes Gutenberg's printing press, which was invented in 1445. It really revolutionized communication and the way that we transfer knowledge throughout the world, because before his time, it's important to know, we did have printing, but it was wooden block printing, so the wood would be carved, essentially the word, the picture, it would all be carved out onto there and then printed. But the problem with that was that they had to discard it after, which made it really costly. And also the wood would often break in the press. So what Gutenberg did was he designed a kind of type that would be metal, so it wouldn't break in the press, and it could be reused, so they would rearrange the letters in whatever form they needed to make the words and to make the pages, and then they would print that out, and then it made it a lot faster, a lot more efficient, and a lot cheaper. So what this really did for everyone was it made it possible to mass produce books. And before that time, really only the people who were clergy members, monks, priests, they could read, and they would read, essentially the Bible was one of the most printed books. But they were really the only ones who could read it, especially because all the books were printed in Latin, which was thought of as the language of the educated people, but people didn't speak Latin. So the printing press, what that really did was they were able to produce first a book, the Bible, in the vernacular, so people could actually read it for themselves. They didn't have to be at the mercy of the priests or them to tell them what was in it and to have them interpret things for them. They were able to do that on their own. And what also happened was that because there were books to read, people decided that they should learn to read. It really increased literacy in the world, and more people learned to read and were buying books. And then buying these books really gave people a better look at the world around them, because beforehand you have to understand, without like the internet obviously, or ways to just call someone up or watch the news and get a picture of what's going on outside, the only real way to do that would have been reading. So once people had this opportunity to read books from other places and get that information, it really made for a more informed and educated world. So that really helped to make people more educated at the time. And it also helped the economy because of the paper companies. There was more need for that, obviously, because they needed that for the books. And really, I think we often think of communication as, oh, there's too much of social media and all that, and that we're too connected. But I think we also need to remember that communication really empowers us and gives us knowledge, and when we use it correctly, we can become so much more educated and so informed and use that knowledge to make the world better and society better. And I think looking back at Gutenberg's printing press, that really shows us that technology and changes in that are really a good thing and help us to move forward and really push us to understand things better. And I think the printing press is a great example of how communication has evolved through the years and how we've gotten better and better at being able to efficiently communicate messages. Thank you.